Okay, so as I was saying, fluoroquinolones, especially when you are giving them with any epileptogenic drug, any drug that can cause epilepsy, what they will do is they can trigger the causation of seizures, they can cause seizures, and they will prolong QT interval. QTC अगर बढ़ा तो there is a chance the patient will have arrhythmias. ठीक है, their heart rhythm will become unstable. So that you have to remember. Fluoroquinolones के बारे में very important. There are several drugs that can prolong QTC. One such drugs will be fluoroquinolone antibiotics. ठीक है. So what is the important takeaway from this? अगर कोई patient को already cardiovascular problems है, उनको generally fluoroquinolones नहीं देते. Okay? If a patient has cardiovascular problems, especially something like arrhythmia or heart failure or anything, in those patients, fluoroquinolones are either used very conservatively or they are not used altogether. You use a different antibiotic. Okay? So remember that. Now, if there is a patient who is on, let's suppose, a few drugs, like the patient is on mefloquine or the patient is on erythromycin, okay, another antibiotic, or if the patient is on theophylline, okay, or antiarrhythmics. Arrhythmics. Antiarrhythmics are drugs that are used to treat arrhythmia. Now you have to remember one funny part about antiarrhythmics is that they themselves have the capability of inducing arrhythmia. ठीक है, आप टैकीकार्डिया के लिए देंगे ब्रैडीकार्डिया हो सकता है या ब्रैडीकार्डिया के लिए देंगे टैकीकार्डिया हो सकता है. So you have to keep that in mind. Antiarrhythmics themselves will carry a certain amount of risk. If you give fluoroquinolones with any of these drugs, they can cause arrhythmia. Arrhythmia is essentially a condition where your heart is beating out of rhythm. The normal लब डब है वो rhythm के बाहर जा रहा है. ठीक है. There is either tachyarrhythmia where it is beating very fast, or there is bradyarrhythmia where your heart is beating very slow. ठीक है. You have it in pathology जब cardiovascular system पढ़ेंगे जब पढ़ेंगे उसके बारे में, because this part goes beyond the scope of this class. Just remember that they can cause arrhythmia. So if you give fluoroquinolone with mefloquine, erythromycin, theophylline, or any antiarrhythmics as such, it can cause arrhythmias. Okay. Now, where do you use fluoroquinolones? Fluoroquinolones are mainly used in UTI. Okay. Mostly uncomplicated. You can use it in MDR UTI as well. Multi-drug resistant organisms रहते हैं लोगों को MDR मिलते हैं. ठीक है. Multi-drug resistance रहते हैं, XDR रहते हैं. XDR is extended drug resistance. ठीक है. तो MDR and XDR organisms generally do not conform to or are not susceptible to normal antibiotics. In that scenario, you have to use special antibiotics. अगर एक पेशेंट को MDR UTI हो रहा है तो आप नॉर्फ्लॉक्सासिन यूज कर सकते हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम करता है. Okay. So there is that. You can use it in diarrhea. You can use it in respiratory tract infections, upper and lower. You can use it in TB, as I told you. Tuberculosis में use कर सकते हैं. Second line drug रहता. आप टाइफाइड में यूज कर सकते हैं, स्पेशली टाइफाइड में सिप्रोफ्लॉक्सासिन यूज करते हैं. इफ बोन एंड जॉइंट इन्फेक्शन है पेशेंट को, उसमें यूज कर सकते हैं. सॉफ्ट टिश्यू इन्फेक्शन में यूज कर सकते हैं. एंथ्रैक्स में यूज कर सकते हैं. इंट्रा एब्डोमिनल इन्फेक्शंस, प्रोस्टाटाइटिस, स्पेशली बैक्टीरियल प्रोस्टाटाइटिस, प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड इन्फ्लेमेशन, उसमें यूज कर सकते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ बैक्टीरिया. या बैक्टीरियल सर्विसाइटिस में यूज कर सकते हैं, सर्विक्स इन्फेक्शन बिकॉज ऑफ बैक्टीरिया. Now, two very important. So this is the indication. Okay, important indications are UTI, especially MDR UTI है तो norfloxacin, bone and joint infections, typhoid में ciprofloxacin, diarrhea में use कर सकते हैं, respiratory tract infections, intra-abdominal infections, prostatitis and cervicitis, especially prostatitis and cervicitis because of bacteria. Okay, important nursing implications of fluoroquinolones will be that one, avoid antacids. ठीक है. एंटासिड्स एंड फूड शुड नॉट बी गिवन कंकरेंटली, एक टाइम पे दोनों को नहीं देना. ठीक है. एंटासिड्स और फूड विथ फ्लोरोक्विनोन्स. ओके, यू शुड नॉट गिव स्पेशली एंटासिड्स कंटेनिंग कैल्शियम और आयरन, और इफ यू आर गिविंग आयरन सप्लीमेंट्स आल्सो डोंट गिव इट विथ फ्लोरोक्विनोन्स. ठीक है, अब्जॉर्प्शन विल नॉट बी प्रॉपर. एंड फ्लोरोक्विनोन्स कैन कॉज गैस्ट्रिक डिस्ट्रेस, can cause gastric distress. Warn the patient about this. Okay, it can cause abdominal discomfort or it can cause diarrhea. Very common. So whenever you are giving certain drugs, you'll have to tell the patient about this because the patient will get worried. Okay, unnecessarily. For example, I told you, जब अपन general pharmacology पढ़ रहे थे, I told you rifampicin can cause, uh, it can cause your sweat, urine, and all to turn orange in color. Now, if a patient is not informed, they will start freaking out. So it is your duty to tell them. If the doctor is not telling them, or if they don't have the time, or if they forgot, you have to make sure that you inform them because the patient will, how patients will react. Some of them will become very paranoid and will start shouting and all of that. They'll get, anyone will, if their urine is becoming orange, anyone will panic. It's a very normal reaction. You have to inform them about it. So same way, फ्लोरोक्विनोलोन्स अगर दे रहे तो गैस्ट्रिक डिस्ट्रेस हो सकता है बोल के आप बोलना चाहिए हम लोग, ठीक है. So that is about fluoroquinolones. I hope you understood what is fluoroquinolones, how they work, and where they are used, along with their contraindications. An important contraindication, another important contraindication: do not use in pregnancy and in patients who are less than 18 years old. That is also a nursing implication. Contraindicated in pregnant women and people who are less than 18 years old. Damages growing cartilage. Okay. Then we come to aminoglycosides. If you have doubts, if you want me to repeat anything in fluoroquinolones or anything previously taught, please feel free to ask. Okay. Now, before getting into the thick of aminoglycosides, what they are and what they do and all of that, there are a few important points about aminoglycosides that you need to remember. First of all, they are not absorbed orally. इसको खाली IV देते. More often than not, they are given in through IV or infusion or some other route, not orally. Fine. These drugs will get ionized very easily. They have a very, very high potential to get ionized. Okay? They are highly water soluble and they are highly polar. They will immediately become ionic in nature. And ionic drugs, any drug that is in ionic form cannot get ionized, cannot get absorbed. जैसा है वैसा बाहर निकल जाता है अगर आप ओरल दिए तो completely useless. So parenterally देते ये लोग, ठीक है. This is mainly because they are highly water soluble. Okay. And because they are highly water soluble, you have to understand that they will remain extracellular. Remain extracellularly. Okay. Not exclusively extracellular, but most of the drug will remain outside the cell. It will not penetrate into the cell. It will tend to remain in fluids. So आपके plasma में रहता, नहीं तो interstitial fluid में रहता. It will not want to go inside cells. It will not want to cross membranes and such. ठीक है. आप उसको एक और एडवांटेजेस वे में यूज कर सकते हैं. इफ अ पेशेंट हैज इंटरस्टिशियल इन्फेक्शन और इफ द पेशेंट हैज ब्लड इन्फेक्शन, उसके वो कंडीशंस में aminoglycoside बहुत अच्छा काम करते हैं. ओके. एंड CSF penetration is poor. Okay. Because it is not crossing membrane, it will not cross BBB as well. If it is not crossing BBB, there will be no CSF penetration altogether. So meningitis, encephalitis ऐसे conditions में completely useless aminoglycosides. Okay. They are excreted unchanged by urine. Unchanged in urine or unchanged by kidneys. Okay, either way. They are bactericidal in nature. They will kill the bacteria. They will kill the bacteria by inhibiting protein synthesis. When we are discussing MOA, I'll tell you about that. But essentially, they are bactericidal. They mainly affect gram-negative aerobes. Mainly affect gram-negative aerobes. Who are gram-negative aerobes? Gram-negative anaerobes पे काम नहीं करता. More importantly, rather than what will affect on, किस पे काम नहीं करता ज़्यादा important. It will not work on bacterioid species. It will not work on Actinomyces, Povertella, Clostridium, Bacteroides fragilis. ये पूरे पे काम नहीं करता. It will only work on gram-negative aerobes. And it can cause very, very, very important point. It can cause ototoxicity, ear infection, ear toxicity, damage to your ear, especially inner canal, and it can cause nephrotoxicity. Now, the potential of aminoglycosides ototoxicity is so great that it can temporarily cause deafness or it can permanently cause deafness. Okay, I'll repeat once again. Aminoglycosides has a very high potential of causing ototoxicity and nephrotoxicity, especially ototoxicity, especially in older people as well. उन लोगों के अंदर क्या होता अगर आप aminoglycoside यूज करें, especially for a longer period of time, it will again depend on dose and duration for which you are giving, but it can lead to permanent deafness. Okay? It will lead to vestibular dysfunction, cochlear cells will get destroyed, and auditory nerves get degenerated, all of which will ultimately lead to hearing loss. Okay? Especially if you are using it for a long time, 1 to 2 years continuously use karte gaye, prototype this thing, like I said, it will lead to hearing loss. Okay? So generally elderly people में nephrotoxicity भी होता elderly people में, ठीक है, या उनको कोई और pre-existing kidney disease है तो भी it will not work. Now this is essentially a narrow spectrum antibiotic. ठीक है, spectrum is quite small. Who will it work against? जो aerobic gram-negative bacilli बोला था, E. coli है, Proteus है, Pseudomonas है, Brucella, Salmonella, Shigella, Klebsiella, ये पूरे gram-negative aerobes, ठीक है? So that is the spectrum. Klebsiella, E. coli, Escherichia coli. It will work on Proteus mirabilis. It will work on Pseudomonas aeruginosa. It will work on Brucella, Shigella. It can work on Salmonella as well. Okay, this is the spectrum. Very few organisms, okay. And in these organisms, also resistance is developing nowadays. Now, coming to mechanism of action of aminoglycosides. So you have one image. Okay, yeah, mechanism of action essentially. Mechanism of action, see, aminoglycosides will penetrate into the membrane of the cell. It will go inside the bacteria through the pores. Bacterial cell पे pores रहते हैं, वो pores से अंदर जाता. Once it is inside, it will specifically inhibit one site in the ribosome. 30th site जो रहती है ना, in your ribosome you have a 30th end and a 50th end, ठीक है, bacterium. वो 30th end पे जाके it will inhibit or it will attach to the amino acyl site. So last year when we were discussing about protein synthesis, I told you that there is a A site, there is a P site, and there is a E site. Amino acyl site पे आके tRNA attach होता, it will read a codon. According to the codon that is being read by the ribosome, appropriate tRNA carrying that specific amino acid will come and attach. Okay? Once it has attached, that ribosome will move towards the right, and that tRNA will essentially move to the P site, peptidyl site. अगर उधर ऑलरेडी एक अमाइनो एसिड है तो उन दोनों के बीच में एक पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड क्रिएट हो जाता, वहां पर आपका पेप्टाइड चेन स्टार्ट्स टू फॉर्म एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. वहां से एग्जिट साइट में जाता एंड द tRNA goes away until it is required again. It will search for its specific amino acid, attach again, and जब भी उसका specific codon आया तो आके attach हो जाता. That is what normally happens. Okay, what this fellow does is aminoglycoside will go and attach to 30th ribosome, and it will cause a problem in amino acyl site. Specifically, once it is binding to the 30th ribosome at the amino acyl site, it will inhibit protein synthesis because that codon will not be read properly in the presence of aminoglycoside. जो कोडॉन है, फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पर एक कोडॉन है जो आर्जिनिन के लिए कोड कर रहा है, ठीक है, बट व्हाट विल हैपन इज इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ aminoglycoside, that codon will not be read properly. So you can see CGC है, ये जो क्या बोलते हैं mRNA का चेन है नीचे रेड कलर का चेन, दैट इज mRNA. okay? उसपे कोडॉन इज CGC, द न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स प्रेजेंट आर साइटोसिन, गुआनिन, साइटोसिन. तो यहाँ पर जो कॉपी आ रहा वो रॉन्ग अमीनो एसिड अटैच होता आके इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ aminoglycoside, गलत अमीनो एसिड आके अटैच होने लगता in the presence of amino. It is not read properly, because of which what will happen is protein synthesis will go haywire. The wrong protein is synthesized, and essentially this will lead to killing of bacteria. Essentially, your protein will not be synthesized properly, and ultimately the bacteria will die. Okay. So once again, what is happening is aminoglycoside is going up to the cell. It is penetrating into the cytoplasm. So it is penetrating through the cell wall. It is going into the cell of the bacteria. It is specifically binding to 30th ribosome irreversibly. ओके एक बार बाइंड हो गया तो वो पार्टिकल निकलता ही नहीं. ओके it is irreversibly binding to the bacterial ribosome and it is inhibiting protein synthesis. That will disrupt protein synthesis and protein synthesis will not occur properly because of misreading. Essentially what will happen is that bacteria will die because proteins are not being synthesized. That is the mechanism of action. समझ में आया? You want me to repeat again or any part that you didn't understand, please feel free to ask.
So once more mechanism of action.
अच्छा ठीक है. तो कहाँ से समझ में नहीं आता?
Sir, it enters into the cell and penetrates the membrane after that.
देखो अच्छा तो लेट्स सपोज इमेज दिमाग में रखो. हाँ जी लेट अस सपोज लेट अस सपोज दिस इज द बैक्टीरिया. ठीक है एंड यहाँ पर है बैक्टीरिया का राइबोसोम, द लार्जर एंड and the smaller end. Okay, let me make it a little bigger so that you can see. This is the larger end, the smaller end. ठीक है bigger subunit, smaller subunit है जैसा भी बोला आप. ठीक है and you have 3 sites. ये अमाइनो असाइल साइट हो गया. then we have peptidyl site, A site, P site and E site. ठीक है दिस इज आप लोग लास्ट ईयर ऑलरेडी पढ़ दिए थे. यहाँ पर आता है आपका mRNA and mRNA will have codons on it. ठीक है let us suppose 1 2 3 के पेयर्स में आते हैं कोडॉन्स. ठीक है ट्रिपलेट्स में आते हैं essentially codons जो है and this continues. Each codon will code for one specific amino acid. You already know this. ठीक है methionine is the first codon. After that वहां से protein synthesis start होता है and it continues till you get an end codon. Last year we studied that there are 64 possible combination of these codons. 4 nucleotides है 3 combinations में बन रहा. 4 cube will be 64 codons. Out of these 64 codons 3 will be stop codons. मतलब whenever this codon comes protein synthesis will stop. Now let us suppose protein synthesis normally occur हो रहा. ये है आपका A site, ये है आपका P site and ये है आपका E site. tRNA fellow will come. Let us suppose tRNA molecule को ऐसे बना देंगे. Let us suppose this is the tRNA and that tRNA molecule is carrying with it an amino acid. ठीक है ये let's suppose amino acid है. ठीक है amino acid. Whenever this codon is being read by your ribosome, it will literally call for that particular tRNA. और tRNA transfer RNA क्या करता है amino acid को transfer करके यहाँ पर लेके आता and that amino acid will get registered here. फिर ribosome will move towards the right, this fellow will move towards the left. Essentially वो वहीं रहता, it's just that ribosome is moving towards the right. So this fellow is occupying this position now. Yeah, this is what normally happens. Okay, I'm explaining the normal first so that you understand what is aminoglycoside doing. अब essentially आपका जो tRNA है इस पे आ गया, पेप्टिडाइल साइट पे आ गया एंड इसके साथ इसका इनो भी आ गया, जो अमाइनो एसिड था इनो भी आ गया. अब क्या होता है दिस फेलो हैज मूव टुवर्ड्स द राइट. लेट अस सपोज दिस इज अ न्यू कोडॉन. अब न्यू कोडॉन को जब रीड कर रहा दूसरा अमाइनो एसिड दूसरा tRNA coming with different amino acids will come. So let us suppose I have a tRNA like this, ठीक है, which is carrying a different amino acid altogether. Let us suppose it is carrying this amino acid. अब यहाँ पर when A site and P site पे दोनों आते इधर एक attachment होता which is peptide bond. ठीक है peptide bond form होने लगता. ये tRNA का काम हो गया. Once ribosome moves again towards the right, अब ये continuous process है, zip के वैसा जाते रहता. Okay, this tRNA will come to exit site and it will get out. ठीक है, that tRNA molecule essentially is out. It will essentially go search for another of these amino acids. ये blue amino acid को ढूंढने की कोशिश करता है. Blue amino acid मिल गया तो attach होके it will stay in the cytoplasm. Whenever another codon comes which is reading for that particular amino acid, the tRNA will come, attach, donate the amino acid, and it will go away. That is how continuously peptides are being formed. एक के बाद एक amino acid attach होते जाते हैं, and you get the whole chain. ये आपको समझ में आना, I hope this is already something that you've read. Protein synthesis ऐसा होता, ठीक है? Now ये समझ में आया first of all, because you need to understand this for you to understand how amino glycosides work.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now amino glycoside क्या करता है? Let us suppose amino glycoside is कौन सा कलर यूज करेंगे? Let us suppose this is the amino glycoside. ठीक है? The pink drug. Now in the ribosome, this is the 30S end and this is the 50S end. Larger subunit, shorter, smaller subunit. Amino glycoside 30S end पे आके irreversibly bind हो जाता ये amino acyl site. ठीक है? It will come and inhibit amino acyl site. What does it do exactly? It will essentially cause misreading. Okay? The codon which is present that will not be read properly by the ribosome. Essentially, जो amino acid आना है वो नहीं आता. Some other amino acid will come because in the presence of amino glycoside, that codon which is supposed to code for one particular amino acid is not being coded for that amino acid. It is being coded for something else. That ribosome is not able to see properly. Essentially, it is not able to read properly. अगर वैसा बोले तो ribosome, because it is not able to read properly, a different amino acid will come and attach here, and protein synthesis gets messed up. Essentially, what will happen is protein synthesis is inhibited. वो पूरा process it will shut down. ठीक है? Essentially, what will happen is proteins will not be formed. If proteins are not being formed, bacteria will die. Simple as it is. That is the mechanism of action. Amino glycoside will come. It will enter with the ribosome. It will attach to the A site in your 30S ribosome. It will inhibit that A site. Let us say that it is inhibiting that A site. And essentially, it will cause inhibition of protein synthesis, leading to death of the bacteria. That is how amino glycosides will work. And it is irreversibly binding. मतलब एक बार राइबोसोम को बाइंड हो गया तो फिर निकलता नहीं. Okay, that bacteria is done for. It is not coming out at all. It is irreversibly binding to 30S ribosomal cell. अभी समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now there is something called post-antibiotic effect that amino glycosides display. Okay. Post-antibiotic effect क्या है? When we were discussing about general pharmacology, I told you there are certain antibiotics. Let's suppose the duration of that antibiotic is for 3 hours. Example: duration of action is 3 hours. But what will happen is, or let us suppose it is, rather than saying duration of action, it is staying inside your blood for 3 hours. Let us suppose your therapeutic concentration at drug ka, the concentration in that can give you a therapeutic effect is only 3 hours. But post-antibiotic effect is essentially a phenomena that is displayed by certain antibiotics, in which what will happen is the effect of that antibiotic will go beyond this 3 hours. Because let us suppose there were 10 lakh copies of bacteria inside a person when they got admitted in the hospital, and you are giving antibiotic here. Okay? Let us suppose you give an amino glycoside at this point. ठीक है? आप amino glycoside दे रहे हैं, इसका T half छोटा सा है, it has a very short T half, meaning let us suppose it is only staying in your blood for 3 hours. But what will happen is, because of the effect it is displaying in those 3 hours, let us suppose this population is going up to 1 lakh. It is killing 9 lakh bacteria. Example, ठीक है? Or it is killing 8 lakh bacteria. 2 lakh बच रहे. And let us suppose that bacteria needs a minimum of 5 lakh copy to show any effect, to cause the disease, to show any clinical signs. That bacteria needs 5 lakh copies. अब यहाँ पर होता क्या? Because that antibiotic has killed so many bacteria, it will take time for that bacteria to divide again, to multiply again, and start showing symptoms. So essentially क्या हो रहा? Even though the antibiotic is only working for a small period of time, even though it has a short T half, the effect is going beyond the period for which the drug is remaining in your blood. I'll repeat once again. Post-antibiotic effect is essentially an effect displayed by bacteria where the bactericidal effect, okay, remains even after plasma level of amino glycosides decrease. Okay. This is called post-antibiotic effect. Even though it has shorter T half, the effect can be seen for a longer period of time. Okay? Because it is doing so much damage in such a short period of time, the effect is going on for a long period of time. That is post antibiotic effect. समझ में आया? What is post antibiotic effect?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have doubts, please feel free to ask. Now, the last part, coming to resistance. There are three main ways through which resistance can occur in aminoglycosides. One is the bacteria starts producing inactivating enzymes. It will start producing enzymes that will inactivate aminoglycosides altogether. That is one mechanism. Another mechanism is decreased binding of aminoglycoside to ribosome. Decreased binding to ribosome. If it is not able to bind to ribosome, it cannot show its function. Obviously, ribosome में जाना, ribosome में जाके 30S को attach होना, 30S को attach होकर उसको inhibit करना. If it is not able to bind to ribosome, it cannot show its effect. Third, if there is decreased permeability. If it is not able to get inside the cell altogether, it will not able to show its effect altogether. Okay? If it is not able to enter the cell, it will not show its effect. Okay? It cannot enter, it cannot bind to ribosome, hence there is no effect. These are the three main mechanisms through which resistance to bacteria, certain bacteria will develop resistance to aminoglycosides. Now, because permeability plays such an important role, there is one drug that will work in very good combination and will work in synergy when you are giving with aminoglycosides. Those are beta-lactams. Beta-lactam antibiotics जो है, if you remember, beta-lactam antibiotics का काम क्या है? Cell wall destruction है. Cell wall को जाके disrupt कर देता, meaning the cell wall becomes weak. Its integrity will become weak. ठीक है? The cross-linking that is occurring to make cell wall strong is not occurring. अगर आप beta-lactam and aminoglycoside को मिला दिए, you will get double dhamaka. Aminoglycoside. Okay? Essentially, you have one antibiotic which is आप penicillin से करो या cephalosporin से करो, किसी से भी करो. ये generally penicillin से combinations देते. ठीक है? When you give a combination of such sort, what will happen is this fellow is disrupting cell wall, meaning because of this, it will become easier for aminoglycoside to enter into the cell. Essentially, you can decrease the dose of both of them when you are giving it because they are working in synergy. One is enhancing the effect of another. Okay? This is an example of synergy. If you give beta-lactam along with aminoglycosides, both of them will cause synergy, and essentially, because of each other's presence, they will enhance each other, and you will see, you can decrease the dose and see the same effect. That is, one example of synergy that can happen. You will get a greater bactericidal effect as well. More number of bacteria can die. So we'll stop here for now. So, brain